Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the College Football Playoff National Championship. I'm very excited for this game. It's going to be a great game between Washington and Michigan. I want to give I want to talk about Washington first, how they can beat Michigan, and how Michigan can beat Washington. And then I'll give my final pick for the game. So let's talk about it. I think Washington. I'm going to give it to you straight. I think the way that Washington is going to win this game is possessions. I think if they get the most amount of possessions, they can beat Michigan. Um, and it sounds boring, but that's the way they're going to do it. Washington, high flying offense, arguably the best offense in the country, with quarterback Michael Penix leading the pack. Um, I mean, you could argue he's the best quarterback in the country. He outdueled Caleb Williams. I think he's better than Drake May and Jaden Daniels, and arguably should have won the Heisman. But it is what it is. So also not to mention, he has amazing receivers like Rome Odunze, who will be a first round pick this year, and other star talents like Jalen McMillan and Jalen Polk. Now, the defense is a little more suspect, as Jalen Trice is the only real one that I know on the Washington defense. I don't really follow Washington football too much. I've watched a bunch of games this season, but I don't know their defense the back of the hand like I do with Michigan. However, I do know that Washington's defense is a little more suspect. They're not as high profile as Michigan's is, if that makes sense. They don't nearly have the defensive talent that Michigan does. Michigan has arguably the best corner in college football with Will Johnson. Mikey Sanders still a fantastic player, and so is Josh Wallace. And a fantastic safety in Rod Moore. Fantastic defensive line. There are too many players on the defensive line, but like Chris Jenkins, Mason Graham, McGregor, all fantastic players on the defensive line. And of course, linebackers Junior Colson and Michael Barrett. Now, Washington has been able to play good against other defenses, but I think playing against the number one defense is going to be a struggle for them. However, that offense is very high flying, so Michigan has their work cut out for them. So it'll be very interesting seeing two of the best offenses and defenses playing each other on the biggest stage in college football. It's going to be great. So looking at Michigan now, I think the way that they're going to win is the way that they can win is just be themselves. I think if they can run the ball well and play good defense, they can beat Washington and obviously limit their possessions. I think if Michigan can limit them, they should be able to win this game in good fashion, like they've been able to other teams. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to run it straight down their throat like you did Penn State. So, on the other side of the ball, the defense is going to just have to play very well against this offense. And they're not going to be able to have their way like they did with Alabama, just getting so much pressure on Jalen Milroe the way they did. Which was the way to limit them, specifically because he's a mobile quarterback, and Michigan really isn't built to beat mobile quarterbacks. In reality, they're built to beat teams like Ohio State and like Washington, high flying offenses and way better athletes than most of them are. That's why they brought in Jesse Minter and why previously Mike McDonald. So if they're able to stop Roma Dunze and Joe McMillan and Polk, they can win this game. Now you're probably thinking, what about the rushing attack? Well, Dylan Johnson looks like he's not going to play. I mean, well, he will play, but not to the level that he should be playing to. So Michigan can mostly expect to focus on the passing attack. So, after all that, let's talk about my pick. I believe that Michigan is going to win the national championship. Now, I think Washington obviously has the better receivers and the better quarterback, but I think JJ McCarthy can still make enough plays where he can compete on not a similar level, but a level close to Michael Penix. And the rushing attack is just way more potent than Washington's is. You look at talent like Blake Corum and Khalil Mullings and Donovan Edwards. I mean, ridiculous attack. The offense is run by Sharon Moore is insane. Now, their offensive line still is missing Zach Zinter, but their offensive line played well enough against Bama where they were able to limit players like Dallas Turner, who will be a first round pick and most likely who might be the first defender off the board in this draft class. Just remember, less than a week ago, Texas nearly came back off a awful meltdown by Washington. So if Michigan can fix their special teams mistakes that they made in the Alabama game, Michigan should be able to win this game. Now, obviously, they're going to have to stop Michael Penix, and I think the way you get that is get pressure on him. Now, obviously, Michael Penix is mobile, but he's not as mobile as Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe, he is Lamar Jackson, if that makes sense. Now, to give credit to Milroe, his offensive line was awful compared to what Washington's is. I'm pretty sure if Milroe had Washington's offensive line, it'd be a different story. I think the game would have been most likely in Alabama's favor. But I think Washington can be stopped by Michigan. So my pick is Michigan over Washington in Houston on Monday. It's going to be a great game, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little analysis review type deal. And let me know what I should do more, if I should lean into the NFL side or maybe basketball. Let me know. I love all sports. So, yeah, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.